Okay, so let's start then, yeah. So this is something we are moving towards lesson 2 now. I am taking you, if you are following your digital workbook, you can take reference from that as well, because the slides are the same, which are also available in your content area. Digital workbook pages. So after knowing the high level understanding of SAFE, what is SAFE and how it enables business agility, here we are focusing on the understanding of foundation of SAFE. So I would say the framework, for example, we use the word PI planning. So PI planning is a meeting. We may do, say, team sync, like a daily scrum. That's a meeting, that's an event. But why do we do PI planning? What is the foundational understanding behind it? Why do we work in PIs? Why can't we create milestones and phases alone? So we have some reasons, and those reasons can be understood with the help of principles and values. So in this lesson, we are understanding what guides the scaled agile framework. And I said before, these guidance are also needed in order to make context sensitive decisions. Many times we are not clear, okay, should we do A side or B side? With the help of principles, we learn that, okay, this way of working is a better way of working. Like, should we, what do we do when one team is unable to deliver? What do we do when we have an unresolved dependency? So with the help of these principles, we can identify the right path. So that's the reason of understanding these values and principle. Now the safe thinking. So they are saying that this thinking can be mapped to a leadership business agility competency. So in a business agility competency space, we had one called lean agile leadership, if you recall. And the essence of lean agile leadership is, SAFE is saying, in order to have a business agility, your leader should be agile first. The leader should be demonstrating agility and leader should be driving agility. If your leaders are not agile, then you will also have a problem in your overall business agility. So that lean agile leadership has a one of the requirement where we tell that leaders should have a lean mindset. Now, how do we identify that mindset? That is something we are learning in this lesson. So the lean agile mindset and principles are elaborated with the help of three things: lean agile mindset definition with the help of agile manifesto and lean principles. Then we have a 4 core values of SAFE, and then there are 10 principles of SAFE. So you see it here, yeah, these ideas. So these three construct help us in understanding the thinking behind SAFE. So lean agile mindset, core value, and SAFE principles. And in this class, we go through all these things together. Yeah. So starting with lean agile mindset. So again, it's a theory. Yeah, it's something which we try to relate as much as possible, and then we'll see how we will implement it in the framework as we start learning about the practices. Now, anyone wants to talk about what is lean? Like, what is your understanding of lean? Someone may wanna share opportunity to talk about lean. Anything will work. So, what is lean in your mind?
So in general, what I understand of lean is that removing of non-value add activities. That's what I studied in my Six Sigma. Like lean is to remove non-value add
There's something called remove waste. Yeah.
remove waste. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also we can say that lean is that try to be slim so that as long as the process is slim, the process can become more efficient so that you can focus on delivering more value to the customer.
Okay, efficient process. So more value by way of again removing waste. That's a fair understanding of lean. So usually the lean is understood in this particular way. Now, SAFE is also more or less aligned with this way, but they use their own language to show the lean in the product development space. Yeah, so they have their own way of presentation. So let's learn about something called lean thinking. Anyone understand what this image might mean? And this image, you have some steps, something is coming at the end. This image
Like
resembles.
value stream map.
Yeah. Now, why we need to understand it? Because this image will keep coming again and again in this slide. So this is called value stream. Now, whenever you hear this word, you can say, okay, this means things. Now, what is this value stream? So value stream is something which delivers value. So this stream delivers a value, and it get triggered because someone asked for value. So in a simple word, someone requests a feature, and you deliver a feature, and this keeps happening repetitively. So this is your value stream of delivering feature. And now whatever steps you take in between, like you may do analysis, you may do development, you may do integration, you may do testing, those are the steps in order to release value. So we can say the lean way of working is, first we need to identify our value. So say, okay, what are we trying to achieve here? What do we deliver to the end customer? For what services our customers are willing to pay? That is our value. So in a product space, or in, like if I am in a space for a given product, sometimes fast delivery is also valued, sometimes delivering a feature is a value, sometimes meeting a compliance is a value. So we need to understand what is value. So lean thinking, the first principle is precisely specify what is value for each product line. Then identify a value stream for that value for each product line. So what does it mean? Identify steps and processes you are taking in order to deliver a value. So value stream is a collection of people, information, workflow, processes, which comes together from begin till end, which delivers a value. So we need to identify that. Okay, in order to deliver a feature, what all goes inside it. So identification of that is a value stream. Now focus on how do we make this value flow without interruption. So which means identifying probably there is a delay happening here, there is some slowness happening here, there is an extra process happening here. So continuously we keep focusing on how to make it smooth. So in a way, removing delays, removing null value added items, and making the flow smooth. That's the third principle of lean thinking. And finally, making these values available to the end customers so that customer can pull it. So customer can say, okay, this is what I want to take. So let the customer pull the value from the producer, so make the value available towards the end. And finally, keep focusing on perfection, which means continuously keep working on and reducing the time it takes from trigger to delivery. And this time is many times called lead time. So continuously focusing on how fast we can deliver value, how do we reduce the lead time, how do we reduce wastages, how do we reduce slowness, so that we can achieve the fast delivery cycles. Yeah, that's that. Applying these 5 ideas are lean thinking. Yeah. So in a safe word, we are saying that we need to apply lean thinking. And the another thing which we are saying is we need to apply agile. Agile is, I think, very much clear and understood by many, which is can be understood with the help of Agile Manifesto, which primarily focuses on working software, integration, individuals collaborating rather than we are focusing on only processes. Collaboration is the key, the contract and other things can support it, and always ready to change whenever we discover a new ideas, because the situations are dynamic and we should be having mechanism to adapt to the things as we are discovering. So those agile values also help us in achieving agile mindset. So expectation from SAFE is the managers, leaders, and the people who are in the agile in the organization should be adhering to agile values and should be also adhering to lean thinking. Any question on lean thinking or agile values? I'm hoping that this is something you might already know. Lean thinking is a little tricky, and you can say, yeah, there are 5 principles you need to keep in mind for your exam perspective as well. They will come somewhere here and there, but we are having specific slides, though we have covered them in detail to give you a little bit more idea about the lean thinking. So we go one by one and spend more time. So this is something like the 5 pointers I already explained. This is coming from a book, so that's a reference they are giving. We have picked up from a book named Lean Thinking, and it's all about identifying the steps and ensuring the overall releases are happening frequently. Now there is a trick here. What is the trigger? So in a safe word, As you learn, this is a value stream. But in a safe world, we have two types of value streams. Now, if your trigger is requirement, and if your value stream delivers the product solution, we call that particular stream of work development value stream. Which means that someone asked a feature in a website and we had requirement analysis, integration test and everything, and we delivered it. So that the group who keeps delivering that kind of products and solution, we call that development value stream. Now you are a bank, so bank, someone asked a retail banking feature, you delivered that feature, it's a development value stream. Now inside the bank, someone applied for a credit card and then they get the credit card. At the end, issued a credit card and you make a money and you satisfy your customer. That is also a trigger happening, steps happening, and values getting delivered. That is also a value stream. But in a safe terminology, that thing is called operational value stream. So what does it mean? Operational value stream is focusing on business as usual. So someone asked for CC, credit card, they applied it, and finally the person got the credit card and he is happy and he is helping us in making money through the credit card uses. Now the group who validate the credit card requirement, the group who initiate the printing of a credit card, the group who supports and dispatch of a credit card and finally make sure the customer has it, is all steps we are doing. That all is called operational value stream. So basically, SAFE is more focused on development value stream, where we are saying that SAFE is having meetings, processes, and everything to facilitate and improve your development value stream. Yeah. So we learned three things. Value stream is a generic term. We learned development value stream and operational value stream. And the lean thinking is more focused on development value stream here. But yes, we can also apply the lean thinking in a similar way in the operational value streams. So little bit more detail. They are saying, identify value stream. Each value stream, the development value stream. Here the focus is development. Yeah, because the value is getting delivered as a part of a product. So you can say that our development value stream includes activities which are like define, build, validate, release. It's like someone asks for a feature request and we deliver it, and this whole sequence of work is our development value stream. Any question or issue related to identification of a value stream and understanding it? So say some of us may be working in a project environment. We deliver a project and our game is over. But the assumption here is a value stream environment working. So what does it mean? That we have a website and we take care of a website and we keep building products and features on it. And our team is continuously working in that direction. So it's like a product organization. It's like a delivery organization. So there we have a value stream of doing things. We can say we are taking care of credit card applications. And the credit card applications, we have multiple products and apps and websites around credit card. There is a team where we'll keep getting requirements, we keep evaluating them, and we keep building it. That becomes my development value stream. If I am in a pure project environment, I may not be able to appreciate this. I will say, okay, we do something and finally demo and when work is over, work is over. But when we have an incremental delivery, we can appreciate value stream way of working. Good. So if there is anything, yeah. So maybe we can do a little bit of individual activity, but this is like not that great in the class, but we can still have some conversation around it, maybe in the breakout room, so that you have a better understanding of value stream. So what I can do, I can facilitate it by way of putting it on the Jamboard. Just a second. So maybe let me create two versions, so that one room and another room, duplicate, I will share with you. If
before
in a
that,
group, if
just
someone has a experience where they feel that their work can be understood in the form of a value stream, so you can do that. So as maybe because not everybody will have an exposure, so we will need a volunteer to do it. So what I'm doing is I pasted and created a Jamboard link for you. So here in a room, particular room, you can identify a select a solution your enterprise is currently developing. So out of three of you, someone has a particular solution which is customer oriented and it looks like a value stream. So you can say, okay, this is our product or a solution. Maybe I better use another color. So we start by saying that, okay, this is our product, as a result, and then maybe identify who is our customer. That's what we write. And then we think of what do we do in order to deliver incremental feature in this particular product. What are our steps? And if you do that, that will become your development value stream. Yeah. So if maybe one of you in a group can do it, and similar board I have created for room number 2, you can use the pen. Here is a pen to plot, and you can use the text box or a sticky note to create some amount of value stream presentation. The basic idea is there is no perfect value stream, there is no perfect answer, but by doing it, probably you get some question which can be clarified once we come back in a minute. Yeah. So we do a 7 minutes breakout room discussion. I share the link again. You can go to your respective board to play with it. Link is in the chat, and time is 7 minutes. Let's see what we do in this. Hi again.
Hi.
hello. Okay, so any of us wants to take the lead? Like if you have some related work for the value stream, so please go ahead and share. And we can create something like.
It will be great if Rakesh or Goku can take a lead, or if you are senior in this position.
Okay.
But before that, do you have a project or let's say process which you want to pick up? Because end of the day, the value stream can be defined for each and every process. For example, we take a product. For example, Ramya, you said you're working for HR, right? You're working in the HR business unit, right?
Yeah, but not right now. I took a break long back.
No, it's all right. We can take up anything. For example, we can
Yeah.
take anything like generating a letter, right? So if we take the step of generating a letter, then we can define how the value stream works. Okay, for example, I also worked in the HR department for 4 years in project management, so I can take up one example because that's simple. The current project being in automotive makes it a little complex, so I will take the old one. So, for example, issuing a letter to an employee, be it any type of letter, like a service letter or referral letter or employment letter, be it whatever it is. So, the initial request will always be that, for example, if it's an existing employee is submitting a request to, raising a request for a letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will be the, let's say, if we put a step or a process over here, the end product is going to be letter, and the requester is going to be the employee here. Okay.
Okay.
Now the steps is that how do we proceed to generate the letter? That is the value stream map that we have to do.
Okay.
For example, receiver reviews the request. Let's say prepare the letter.
You're putting the notes somewhere?
I think someone is already drawing it on the
Oh,
Jamboard.
okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw it. Like
You can use the text box actually. I think instead of drawing it, you can use the text box.
Yeah. Somehow my pen is also not working, so let's go ahead with sticky.
Is it fine if I can just quickly put it across there?
Yeah, fine.
Let's say this is the requester, and then I will put the next one, which is like say. I can put 2 or 3 steps.
In which slide are you putting it? Okay, I got it. 8.
The yeah. Let's say this is the way you can.
So raising the request and
So we can put employee as the first step, which is who's the requester for us,
yeah.
and then here we can say like
Goes to the evaluation.
so let's say review.
Yeah.
Let's say letter request to identify what type of letter the employee needs it. That will be the first step for us. And then from there, we can take the next one, which is like say, prepare. Letter. Now the next one would be like
Preparing the format. After that only will be
preparing the employee letter will prepare. Now let's
Yeah.
say review
getting the
and
getting the approval.
review. Yeah, review and approve. So which is like a 4i or the second person checking it to see whether the content and information is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next step will be like say, it is like, oops. Oh, so
I think Logo you are drawing on first page, 7th page, right?
No, 8.
first page.
Actually, 8th page is out.
Should I do it on page 1 or page 2?
I think
Page
it should be
2.
page 2.
Page 2 is out, and I think
I'm able to see page 1.
I think
Okay,
right?
got it. I was drawing there, so I was just
No
doing
problem.
it.
I like all similar steps I already mentioned on page.
Yeah, no issues. We can retain that. I have unfortunately put it over here.
And the next slide would be
That will be the last
approved.
step.
Yeah. No, after preparing the letter gets approved, right?
No, so what I said is request review request identify type. Okay, prepare letter and then there's a review. Correct.
Okay.
Review and approve.
So in our case, like, what is the solution we are providing?
Sorry.
In our case, like, what is the main solution we are providing?
Here we just said that generating a letter requested by the employer is the solution for us. That's the product which we want at the end.
If a person is asking for some experience letter or something, then reviewing it, identifying what type of letter, preparing it, and the manager approves it, and ultimate solution is the letter is prepared.
So we are like saying like that there is an automated solution for that. Like if the employee submits their form or request form for the expense letter, it will get automatically generated.
No, if the letter is wrong, then again we have to
Okay, looks like something happening. Maybe your room one, I don't know where your one went. Was it behind it or something? I don't know. Is it behind this? No, nothing is.
No, it was there actually, but mistakenly we
cleared.
drew it in the room one. Then we identified we are in the wrong room, so we removed it.
No problem, no problem. So in the room one, I see it is happening. Room two, it is more like a operational value stream. Yeah, so this is what I am sensing here. Room two, it is not development. So see, select a solution your enterprise is currently developing. This could be a regular process, which is like issuing a credit card, which is a value stream. Yeah, but it's an operational value stream rather than a development one. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. One, yeah, this is an operational value stream, but we more or less, I think, we put it for an automated solution, like employee submitting a request, and then everything is, let's say, the steps get automated, something like that.
Yeah,
But
so that
end of
will
the day,
be a user journey map. That
Okay.
will not be a value stream. That will be a user flow, user journey map, user requirement. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's like this. Now, if you need to see, for example, you need to automate this. Yeah, so you can say that our goal is say automated request management system, something like this. Yeah, that's what I am
Okay.
saying. Yeah, so this is my goal. Yeah, so I will say that this is what we are developing
Okay.
as a goal. Now, what is the process we follow? You can say that the department people, yeah. So whoever is a user, HR user, for example, HR users may be adding request for features or something they want to add. That is my trigger point here. Now I may have a product management group. You can say I have a product group who refines the features, refines requirements. That could be one step. So step one, probably. Then we may say that once it is done, then we have a dev group doing feasibility. And design, probably. Yeah, that's I'm just randomly saying. It depends upon how it is happening in your area, how these things are divided. Maybe they are two step, there could be a one step, and then finally could be it may have a process of dev and test, maybe one or maybe a separate two processes you may want to put it, and finally you may have a deploy. So you can say
isn't this like a software development life cycle? Like
that's it. That's it. So it's like a group of people and it's a continuously happening. The only difference here is the new features incrementally. So if you are not saying that we are making the whole system, each feature goes through this and finally the feature get released. Then if you are doing it incrementally, then it becomes a development value stream. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, then I thought we had to draw a value stream map, not development.
Yeah, it's perfectly okay. So we are just clarifying it. Yeah, that's the thing. So it's a development value stream and that will be our operation value stream. Good, we got both the examples. Anything else, anyone? If you have any question on this
So development value stream is for multiple features, is that right?
Yeah, so it will be basically focusing on a product. You can say this is a product and we will have a repetition of features. So our customers will keep adding features, we will keep delivering them.
Okay.
Yeah, and this could be a one team, maybe an agile release train. Later on we will learn it. Yeah, who might be doing it? We can say we have a one agile release train who does all these things and we keep running and we keep delivering it.
What is the difference, like an operational operational value stream? Is it like a standard format, like no, there's no different features?
Yeah, you can say the operational value stream does not produce result as a product software.
Okay, it's just an
non-software.
Non-software.
So say, yeah. So maybe issuing a credit card or something like that. Yeah, that's.
It's a service oriented, right?
Service oriented. Yeah, pure service oriented. Now, why we should care for it? Probably they will use this product while doing it. Yeah. So maybe this particular value stream, which is here, will say that they are operational. The review request, they might use our automated system here. It says, okay, they will use a system which is built by another development team.
Okay.
Yeah. So operational value stream, as we will go in detail, if it will come, will consume development value stream results.
Okay.
That's the reason we need to care for both. So my bank has a credit card department. They get a credit card request. They evaluate the applicability or feasibility of issuing a credit card to that guy. They use a software for that. So, but there's an operational value stream. That software is maintained by one agile release train, and their goal is keep maintaining that software. So there is a development value stream which is maintaining that particular software, and there's an operational value stream which is making use of that software. That's another way of looking at it. Again, different words. Ultimately, it's the same thing. You can say we have a product group who's maintaining a product, and there is a group who is taking care of business. That's the only thing. By way of putting the idea of value stream, they are showing continuous, that it should be incrementally done rather than done in a one go.
Okay. Got it.
Good. Anything else, anyone? Okay, so we move. I think we spent good time and having some understanding of value stream now. So some more details, so what we are saying is, again, we are picking up the idea from a Toyota book, Toyota production system book, and where they have some explanation for their operational value stream. And they are saying, what we are doing is we are looking for the timeline from the point customer gives us an order and till the point we collect the cash. And whatever comes in between is our value stream, and we keep looking for removing the non-value added items. That's the point which we discussed before as well. So many times, whenever we have a problem in our value stream, it get demonstrated as a delay. So the point is, delays are not problem on their own, but delays are something which reflects the problem. So we can say the problem surface using delays, and we need to find out how do we get rid of the causes which are producing the delays, because delays are delaying our time to market. Delays are something which is delaying our value delivery. So we want to reduce the lead time. That's the whole focus of optimizing the value stream. Now we Logu spoke about some explanation of waste removal. So here there is an example, and we don't do this much in detail, but there is a understanding perspective. So many times value stream mapping is an activity which is done where you look at each step and you look at the time it is consumed in that step. So for example, this is a defect fixing value stream, and for each step you have a work. You have a defect request, you have an approval of an incidents, you have a technical assessment, you do a coding, you verify, and you deliver it. So that's a work happening. So all these items are shown, this duration is shown as the time it's spent on that particular work item. Then we also have a waste, the weights. The defect get raised, it remains 1 week in the email before it get approved. It takes 2 weeks before the next guy takes the action. So there is a lot of waiting time happening here. So if this is your data, it is showing that the work is taking 7 weeks, because this sum total is a 7 weeks, whereas the total work done on this particular defect was just 6 hours. So this way of analyzing a value added items and non-value added items shows that how much work has been really done and how much was the overall duration. And if you want to calculate the efficiency, we can identify that, okay, the value added work and the total time. So if this is the number, our overall efficiency of this value stream is 2%. So what does it, efficiency shows that out of 49 days, only 1 day was actually productive. The 48 days were wasteful activity. And when we do this exercise, we are trying to find out how can we reduce the waste, how can we improve our value stream, value efficiency. So that's the overall purpose of doing this particular activity. Now, in our traditional world, somebody will say, developer, you are taking too much time. Why don't you do it in half an hour? So maybe developer does it in half an hour. What will happen? The work will still take 49 days, or maybe take 48 days. But again, what is the value of 48 days out of 49 days? So what we need to do is we need to work somewhere here. Probably we need to focus on why 2 weeks. Can we remove this approval step itself? Now, if I remove the approval step, the whole 2 weeks disappears. We can say, oh, now we can do it in a 14 days less. So this approach is called optimizing the whole. Yeah, that's the word we use. So when we look at the overall lead time and try to find out how can we reduce the overall delivery time in a lean terminology, that is called optimizing the whole. So we are saying that by way of having lean thinking, we are identifying the overall value, the steps it takes to deliver a value. We identify the delays which are caused in the delivery of value, and we, whenever we do intervention, maybe a process change, maybe a automation or whatever, we need to identify how that change will optimize the whole delivery value stream. Yeah, so that's the another concept of applying lean thinking, or in a very little detail we are applying lean thinking here. So that clarifies what is value stream. Any question? Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, this is similar to making our critical path, right? In project management.
So it is, you can say it, the idea of critical path is more like scheduling and say identifying the thing. Here the focus is delays in the scheduling. And identifying to remove those delays.
Yeah, that talks about how much time it takes for delivering my product.
Yeah. So for example, if all these sequences are there, critical path will be just finish to start, finish to start, finish to start, and finishing it. Yeah. But now in the observations, you say these delays are happening, and we have been doing it for last 1 month, and we see these delays are happening. So the lean value stream technique is basically to find out there are two differences. One is repetitive in nature. So it is like we are doing it all the time, continuously. And second, the focus is how to optimize it by way of removing delays and non-value added items.
More of removing the waste.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So that's what we were seeing the value stream presentation. Ultimately, it's same like a product are getting used by the people. The only difference is the value stream way of looking at it is that products are getting incrementally built. Products are getting served incrementally. So we should not consider that we will make an app and give it to the credit card group and they will use the app. So we are considering it, the app will keep getting built, keep getting used in the credit card department. So we will keep getting new requests, and we need to have a mechanism to deliver our request faster. And that is how it makes a development value stream. And it will make more sense when we work in a product organization. We don't work in a project style, because in a project style, we may not have that much frequent end deliveries. Yeah, that's the little challenge. Yeah. Good. So we understood something called lean thinking. Now, what was the purpose? The whole purpose was just to make you understand these 5 principles of lean. So it's more about what is lean. We need to identify value by product, understand the whole sequence of things which results into that particular product, identify the interruptions and make the interruptions removed as much as possible, ensure the customers are getting the delivery at the end and they can pull it, and we can continuously keep improving so that we have a perfection which is reducing the lead time on a regular basis, and keep identifying where the delays are and what are the causes of the delays and how can we remove it. And this way of doing is a lean thinking. And we are saying lean thinking is all about continuous delivery of a value and continuously improving our value delivery process. Good. So lean thinking is clear. Yeah, thought about lean. Now we go into agile thinking in a similar way. So agile thinking. Now agile development. So say in a 2001, this agile manifesto came, and then people have different interpretation of agile. Someone tells agile is a mindset, someone tells agile is Scrum, someone tells something else. But in general, if you want to talk about agile, it is fair to link it back to the original identification of what add more value, and which was presented in the form of 4 value statement. And this value statement is more or less like we are stressing on what is more important over others, like individual and interaction over process and tools, working software over detailed and comprehensive documentation, collaboration over contract negotiation, and continuously responding to change rather than following a plan. So this is like an agile manifesto stuff. So we are hoping that each agile leader in the safe organization understand that we need to be exhibiting behavior which is aligned with agility. If anyone has a question about it, we can talk. I'm assuming most of you are aware, so I'm not repeating this thing here again. Now, how do we understand and explore it a little bit? We can do with the help of one activity. Yeah. And this activity is little tricky. It's a reference only slides here, but it is little tricky to play. So again, the same Jamboard. Hopefully this time you will stick to your board, guys. So we have two rooms. We have a room number 1 and we have a room number 2 here. Yeah. So what I have done, I just listed the 12 principles. Now, what are these 12 principles? So Agile Manifesto had 4 values, and those 4 values were further elaborated with the help of 12 principles. So we can say if we are learning about Agile, it means we are following these 12 principles. Yeah. Now, what we are doing here is doing little different job. We are saying, do we need to tweak or little bit change some of these principles to make Agile work at a large scale? Because see, Agile was originally designed small team working with the business, collaborating together, creating great work. But now we need big teams, and probably that big team way of working may require some augmentation in the original Agile idea. So not many, maybe 2, not more than 2 may require augmentation, but as a group you need to identify which are those 2. So one of the possible way you can do it, you get into a breakout room, you can give people opportunity to do a dot voting. They can select maximum 2 where they believe that this one requires some change. It won't work in 100 people team, something like that. So you identify those 2. Wherever you have a more votes, probably you discuss them. And if you have some question, bring it back. And I will discuss once we come in a main room and talk about your voted one. And if they are right, we will share. If they are not, we will explain why they might not be the one which required tweaking. Yeah. So simple idea is which Agile principle required some augmentation, in order to make Agile work at a large group scale. Yeah. So you have your respective boards. Yeah, please see it, and you can go forward, backward, and you can use your the dot votes if you want. And overall it will take time because there are 12 principles, so give people time to explore them first. So we are putting 9 minutes, and let's see, talk about it. Just voting is not enough, talking is needed. Let's see what we discover. Join the breakout rooms and then
Hi.
Hi again. Okay, so let's take I think 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes to quickly vote, and then we can discuss.
How do we vote here?
Select the pen, and using that pen you can just mark it off. Mark using that marker. Let me try that if I can do it. See, like this, I am doing it. Like for example, I selected the first one, and I can make it a little bigger. I can like this.
I can put my initials over here, which I say yes.
Yeah, that could also work. Both sides is fine.
So we have to vote like what will not be, what would not work for the large scale organization,
correct.
right?
Right.
But
Like this
everything
will
is needed.
yes, for single teams and the one or two teams it is there. But if it is in on scale, what we need, which principle we might need to tweak or change. So voting. I'm done with my votes.
Just you voted for what, not applicable scale, or which one?
Yeah, if we are going to follow the large scale, like SAFe for example, so we might need to change this principle.
Okay.
Definitely. So for example, I selected first one and 10th one. Okay, we will start discussion as soon as there are 8 votes.
I have given 2 votes.
I'm still thinking of other what. I feel like everything is important. What to?
Last vote remaining.
Yeah, mine. I don't know.
Okay. Cool. So I think 10th is the one and 4th is the one. So there we have 2 clearly. So we can start with 4th first and then proceed to 10th.
Okay.
So whoever given votes, please
Okay, so
start.
I have voted for protocol, and the reason is that in safe framework, like it is not always possible that the higher level of management will work with developer. There is hierarchy. Like developer goes to Scrum Master, then Scrum Master goes to senior Scrum Master, like SOS call, like that. So
Yeah, that is correct. But principle says we need business people. And in the Scrum team or like teams, we have the PO in the agile teams in SAFe. And
yes.
PO will serve as the business guide or the voice of customer. So we will have that eventually.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe whoever voted the
I thought at the day, okay, at the demo there is no one from the end user or like end customer, that the reason I thought. But as you said, like PO is representing the customer only, so
So I think one more which they mentioned is that we need to focus on like a product development company and not like a service company, because end of the day we are delivering the product, and it's not like we are like service company generating a product for someone else. So it's like, for example, we are developing the product. How do we generate value for the customer in this? If I think, at least if I think in that direction.
So for the 4th principle, you are saying it?
No, no, no. My requirement is business people and developers must work together.
Right. So you are saying we might need to change this one for the larger scale solutions, right?
It has to be there. It should not be changed.
Okay, but we are supposed to vote for the principles which we want to change. Like for
Okay.
one or two
Okay.
teams, this will work. But if you go for like 100 people, so we need to change this principle. So that's how we are supposed to vote. Okay, let me share.
So,
Okay, Ramya.
I voted for the fourth principle. When it is like 100, if it is like more than 1,000 or something, I believe that business people like BOs and all, they can't focus on individual teams, and they say that. So I think like they can have a specific time, like and like every 3 days they can meet and talk. Maybe this is my idea.
Yeah, but I think we just discussed PO is there with the teams and he
Yeah.
or she is supporting them throughout the like iteration, I would say.
But there is a situation like PO is shared between the multiple teams, and so he's not available at the full time, like only 2 or 3 hours a week. He is given a slot for each team.
But that is very
So-
like a very, you can say, individual case and company to company. But SAFE says team must have the PO, and if PO is there, then this principle is satisfied. If
he will be not available daily. It is not compulsory that PO should work daily with the
but
team.
we are assuming that he will not be available, but he will be available. He might be available.
No, actually, CSM and Scrum only, it is specified that PO can not like he can he should not be there like daily. He can skip those meetings and like that PO. Entire developer team and Scrum Master should be there for daily routine. Okay. And I think for 10th, we have 2 votes. So who have given for 10th?
Yeah, for 10th I gave because it says simplicity, the art of maximizing amount of work not done. So for example, so that we can focus on the value part. Okay, like whatever we are doing in this iteration, that is extremely valuable. That's why we try to maximize the work not done, like put most of the things in the background and take the things which are extremely valuable. But in case of safe and large solutions, when we take the short-term goals, so I think everything is important, whatever we takes in that iterations, 4 or 5 iterations. If it is not coming in this iteration, that will eventually come to next, and then 3 to 4 iterations are there. So then I think it will be less useful. So it will be useful in a big discussion or the big forum, I would say. So that's why I think, but maybe the second person who voted can add more.
Okay, so maybe the room one was also doing activity on reviewing the Agile Manifesto principle rather than reviewing it from a safe perspective. Yeah. That was not the intention though. We were more focusing on where we need to do some change in order to bring it scalable and maximum too. But still we can review. Yeah.
I think Saket, on the lean safe workbook, there's a clear way of, like, say the question is very clear, like which works for and which needs to be changed.
Yeah.
It was really clear, but I think here when we just need to discuss it without the options over there, it is slightly difficult to align clearly.
Okay, yeah, everyone else do it. Yeah. Okay, no problem. Yeah, so again, the workbook was only talking about few rather than all, but we were talking about all. Yeah, that's the case. Yeah, for like here exercises things, individually select a few and probably do it, but we will do for all. So don't worry, we'll talk everything here. So in general, see, the prioritization of the features is anyway needed in agile way of working. So yes, it is continued. Yeah, even safe way of working, scrum way of working, or any agile way of working, we want to do the prioritization. Yeah, so and the sooner we do delivery, the better it is. So that thing remains same. Yeah, there is no change in it. It is anyway needed as it is. Now, welcoming changing requirement. Again, this is also the agile is all about change. Yeah? And it is not about meeting a defined timeline. It is all about changing to give a business benefit. Again, it is more about we are changing because we help you in making money. That's why we are changing. So the idea of agile is continuous business alignment, not focusing on plan. Yeah. So we don't have a project plan in agile in general words. So pure agile also. In a safe world also that the same thing continue. We need to have a mechanism to find out how do we can incorporate new learning, and that's why we are using agile. Now, in a Scrum world, you are expected to focus on sprint. You bring the requirement and priority, you follow a sprint, and you finish the sprint, and then you relook at the priority. You don't